Powers and principalities.
There's so much fire inside me.
Tragedy struck when part of the largest hillside at the kosher rubbish dump collapsed.
It's going to be fun to see how he goes about approaching this game.
We table issues relating to the arts and entertainment for a riveting discussion, of course, without fear nor favor.
The question the presenter asked them was a dumb question. You need to speak the fact and move.
Varied views. We agree to disagree.
So I would disagree with everything you said. I think that he's a smart guy. I think what he did.
No, but I also said he's a smart guy.
Yeah.
I guess that I'm waiting for the what next.
Yeah, I don't think that we have to wait for what next.
It sometimes gets confrontational, but that's the beauty of the game.
Today you deny funny face.
It's not my brother.
Today you deny funny face.
I don't know him.
You don't know funny face.
It's not my brother.
You don't know funny face.
It's a package. We meet, we sit, we dialogue, we learn, we progress. My name is Benefo Wabin Abrantepa, a proud blogger, and this is my forum.
PRO, National Road Safety Authority. It's all about GhanaWeb Road Safety Walk. Meeting point, Legon Presec, Bus Stop. Time 6 a.m. Happening on 27th November 2021. We have to walk to save lives. We'll walk as well as have fun. So come. Let us walk together to save lives on our road. See you at the meeting point, 6 a.m. sharp.
The GhanaWeb Road Safety Walk is proudly sponsored by Somoko Ghana Limited, Verna Mineral Water and Delish Restaurant.
I would want to congratulate management and staff for how far they've come. GhanaWeb is the biggest portal in Ghana and even in outside Ghana as well for the people outside Ghana, this is their go-to portal. And anybody outside Ghana will tell you that Ghana is where they get their source of news from. I've had friends who are residing outside Ghana, and anytime there's news about me, and this time it's about me, they hit me up and say, oh, I read this story about you on GhanaWeb, I read this story about you. So it tells me that it is the #1 portal for everybody else, for both of us in Ghana and outside. So I would want to congratulate the management and staff for the work that you've done over the years. And I wish you guys well. I pray for strength, for success, for favor, and for special grace, that you guys will live on to be 50, 70, and 100 years. Congratulations to you guys.
Welcome to another edition of GhanaWeb Special here on GhanaWeb TV. Today we are within the Keta enclave. We are at Kejikope, which is one of the communities in the larger Keta area, and we are here because of one thing. Just a few days ago, the residents of these areas, Kejikope, Adina, all the way, so these communities run all the way into the Ketu South district of the Volta region, and so what is happening is that they woke up to tidal waves sweeping through their residences. Their homes, properties were destroyed, running into thousands of Ghana cedis. And this is not the first time these tidal waves have swept through people's homes in these areas. They've been running into many years, and so GhanaWeb is in this area to speak to some of the residents to try and get an understanding of what exactly the situation is like, because from what we are told, this is the first time in a long time that the tidal waves have swept this far into the residences. And so I'm here at Kejikope to speak to some of the leaders in this community and get an understanding of what really the situation is. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. I'm calling Peter Halu.
All right, so Peter will be doing this with me. We're going to walk back into the water. Peter, can you tell us when exactly this thing happened? When exactly happened?
Okay, actually on Sunday early in the morning, as we came around and want to set up our business, we could see that the water is coming, the waves is coming from the sea, which is coming very, very heavily. We cannot able to find where to push our thing. We think that is something that will happen normally, but before we can see, the place all is full of water.
You said you just came in to start your business.
Yeah.
Has this happened before?
Yeah, this thing happened some years ago before, but it's very long that this thing happened again.
How many years far back? Can we put a number to the number of years? How many years far?
Okay, this thing happened 1993. Since 1993, this thing happened here full of water. Nobody was able to stay. We will have to move back to the other side of the river.
So you mean in 93, the water came this far into the communities?
Yeah, the water came far to this community, which was even heavier than this one that we are seeing now.
I see. You mentioned to me earlier that when this happened, it took how many minutes for this entire place to get flooded?
Okay, frankly speaking, it took about some 30 minutes for water to cover all the whole community.
30 minutes?
30 minutes, yeah.
Can you give us a representation of how many people are in this area? This is Kejikope.
Yeah.
How many people live within this area?
Okay, this community, we live about so many people. Even yesterday, as they say we should go around and write the names of people that are affected with the water, we saw that we could get about almost like 100 houses that was affected with the water.
100 houses. How many people can you say live in a particular house?
Some people live around 8 people, some people live 12 in the house, some people live 6 in the house, others live 7 in the house.
So that's an approximation of about 100 plus by 8 or more persons. Yeah. Now I see that your business is around here, your business is here, you are still in the water. Is there a reason you are still in this water? Is there a reason you have not moved?
Okay, the reason that I have not moved is I don't have any place to locate myself, and I'm the only one selling things in the community to help the people in the community. Because if I was not able to come, they were not able to buy anything from anywhere, because this is the only place that they buy their foodstuffs and things. So I have to sacrifice myself for them and be in the water and serve the people in the community.
What do you sell exactly?
Okay, I sell cooking items, I sell biscuits, cassava dough, cassava corn, pepper, and a lot of things.
Okay, so you and I are walking through the water, and this is not ordinary for me because I wouldn't ordinarily be walking through stagnant water like this, even going to the sea or whatever it is. But is this not dangerous?
It's very dangerous for us because we are affected mostly because we don't know what we should do right now. So we can't have anything to say. We have to cope with whatever is happening. So we are just playing with the government to help us and locate some place for us so that we are able to sleep. Because some people, they even sleep in the community center. They have to move from their various houses because they don't have anywhere to put their items and cook.
You mentioned government, so let's talk about what kind of support you are getting. You said this happened some few days ago.
Yeah, almost 4 days now.
And what kind of support have you gotten from anybody, whether in government or leadership? What kind of support has come to you so far?
Okay, the support that we get, we have some support from the NABNO yesterday. They came around with some foodstuffs, with some mattress and some mosquito nets, cups and some plates to give to some people who are mostly affected. They should be holding for some time. They will be coming for some more things, so we are just pleading for them.
All right. So you mentioned the kind of reliefs that you got. Yeah. Personally, what kind of things did NADMO give you?
Okay, NADMO came around with mattress. They give us a bag of rice, mosquito coil, mosquito nets.
What kind of bag of rice? What's the size?
That's 25 kilo. 25 kilo.
And you are
5 kilo. 5 kilo.
5 kilos?
3 bags of rice each person. If you are 6 in the house, they will give you 3. And 4 mosquito coil, mosquito nets, and other bowls that we use to fetch water.
You are a family man.
Yeah.
You have a wife?
This is my wife.
So that's your wife. Okay, yeah, this is your wife's business as well.
Yeah.
Let's get close to your wife's business. Are these your children?
Yeah, I have 4 children. 4 children.
4?
Yeah, 4.
Wow. I know that this is going to be more than the conversation we are having, but in the long term, what kind of projections are you making? What is the plan? Is there any plan to even relocate from here? Because you told me that you've seen this before when you were much younger. It's happened again. It's obvious that the climate is changing. The tidal waves are not getting any friendlier with you. What is the plan for someone like you and other people who live in these communities? What is the plan?
Okay, our plan is to, if the water go down, we are just planning to move or relocate ourselves to different sites. But for now, we don't have anywhere to go. So we have to stay and think about what to do next.
This is still a GhanaWeb special, and this edition we are focusing on the effect that tidal waves have had on communities in the Volta region, coastal communities in the Volta region. We are at GhanaWeb. We just spoke with Alex. Alex's wife is here. Good afternoon, madam.
Good afternoon.
Please, what's your name?
My name is Janet.
Janet, I see this is your business. Your husband has told us about the kind of challenges that this tidal waves has had on you. For you as a mother in particular, how does it feel? You have a young child. How have you felt, or how did you feel exactly that day when the tidal wave swept all the way into this place? Tell us how that was for you.
It was very difficult because we are just purchasing things here. We sell things, and because of the water, we cannot sell from that Sunday till now. So it has been a difficult time for us.
Can you tell us how much of a loss in terms of the money you make on a normal day that you have made? Because people don't come to sell. How much of a loss has that been for you?
Very much, because sometimes I do sell like 30, 300 or 200, but since that day, we've not even touched 200 cities. So it's been a very touchful loss to us.
Your husband makes me understand that the plan is to maybe relocate. How do you feel about the decision to move from this place? How long have you been selling in the first place?
Almost like 2 to 3 years now.
Okay, so this has been a place for you to do business for 2 to 3 years. But now, how do you feel about the plan to maybe move out of this place?
We've not gotten any place yet, but it seems like the water has come once and now it has repeated itself again. So it seems like it will be a difficult thing to move to another place before getting new customers and those things. But because if something is not done about it, we have to move by force, because if it wants to come again, it can come.
Okay. Is there any help that you are hoping that people in authority can give to you and the other residents in this area? What kind of help are you looking for?
To prevent the water. That is the big help.
So we're talking about the defense wall.
So that if the water can support the water when it wants to come or those things. Okay. That one will be a big help to us.
This is one of the houses that has been affected by the tidal waves. The water has receded now, and that's why I'm able to stand on this platform in front of their shop here. The water is totally receded from what they tell me. But this is the landlady or the owner of the house, or one of the people in this house, and she's going to speak to us. Hello.
Marakuma jofia po.
Majola fia po. Ye fia ojoala de. Inka ore mi la fia.
Ah, papara mi ko jimi le nyaba para mian, odu jiru na para mian.
Papara unka bia mi le. Na mi ba papara un ade aka kun jimi le nka.
Na kanya chafo hano va ko bona mi no wado ha bona mi. Na chafo na tai.
Okay, so what she's just telling me is that she's been here for many years, close to 10 years, and this is the first time anything of this magnitude has happened. Like many people have already asked for, she's asking for support for possibly a harbor, the sea defense wall, so that this water doesn't keep coming into their home, so that they can do their business. Because as she tells us, most of the things that would usually keep on the floors have now been lifted onto platforms. Nka na wana fi chia va demi defia nka na wana
makuma nyina kpakpa he kpakpe koklo
kpakpa he ye chia va demi ale kpakpa he na ni kalifia
maku chia yo va dem kpakpa he ka tojo le chia ji ta we be nyemata awonu kpakpa he o menyi ko mo pole ko amare gbo
ye amanya de wa na ni mai ma na kpo anyi la
maku 50 pieces. Vo papa have la jiji. Koklo ha la jiji ta we be ye chiava woni ku. Nye mata awoni. Ta o kata o chichia ma ha.
Papa e ba nya koklom la ka koklo nto de.
Ma koklo ha o chichia ma. Ya o moton. Ma gbo bo moton ma mo poga ko ina amara ta ko chichia ji nye mata na ma lawo.
Kavifia de nka wona la because me nya ba a chia yema chia kali nyawa fo yema la chia ma kakavado klo nka o mi la fia
ma kunye mana na ka mota ye ojola ka o ba na mi ba le community center ta fi ma ko mi le fia mi magana na ka o
ka papara nka bia mi la cho alo papara nka jimi la fifia
ma kumye jiba government ana kpere mienchi alo na emie ogun ojo ka ba ma kama da ndodo ma ne gbo fi ovajo ta yo ojo ka mi hin pepe nsugbo ba na kpere mienchi na wonyo na do ba kuti ama lo ji te fa na mi ano mi afa jina ajima kwesu sube na mi atanu mi afa gbesi agbedo fa yi aba yo ojo ka ko mi afi ochi afa mo matan na oyisu ko mi epo nti ko ba ha mi akona o.
Michael Bumegbe is the chief fisherman at GhanaWeb, and he's here to speak to us. Good morning.
Morning.
We're going to do this in Ewe as well. Meraku, manya badi achieve on na jolafia di. Atanglo extent ka o glan wo la fia na mia.
Magloba nyatape nchoko shiragba for former. Nchoko shiragba for former apo ba gaton na. Alaba miano viaro fon dongo inara atoji. Ka la oba fuataroro iko oyomi maraka nyino bala marakashi alaba yom blana ba o yodora fuatafia chafu vuora nyaba toji vuo chafu va ora alaba chofma nya ha masi amayo kata roto kata ba no bala shinya ba kofuma yo ba oba chafu vuora mla fuata ta mi do nya ba ala vuo ko yepu du yi fuata ko mi ba no vuo mre poji kasha ko ime me vuo hama chapwa adodom ba nyang tom ba yimre aduama kasha nya ha vuo re poji vo aba 4 o'clock na mi atro ava agara duama ko kasha mi ba duama me ba po mi le fota no vuo hama mi aso no mi ayom chapwa ma ba achi bagara afama na mi kasha mi hon to mi ba awo achi ala ko ga agara mi agbofia kasha ya fu do ba ro pama me ba po kata ma yokla achi alaba miapa ma anyangu le nyanyana mi ba ato ba doro mi ajina na motawe ba me wang no masio gareo la nyigba la homa alaba yo va na mako gareo kataji ko aglon ka amaro ofa hakpo le fuata alaba wanga hakporo gare haugbo alaba anya kokla fu gba fi o va re haola chiama aro over betro ko awe ba le yata pama mawe ajore nyajiema ka la khama mawe ba vi ama si ama ba khoyo achi yo khoni ta je ba mi katamia dogola mi ba foma ka ama yo ka over noviaro la mogodo maro fo ba ngojo yafma ka ama yo ka maraka mala fma na o fo ba ngo community center kala mi agbo alaba ya chi ama ba rio ko maro fo bangu aba kore community center ma ko ba we ba nyata fa ye o nya ba chapo glen na ma fifile fi nya ba nguru popo miaru anya dona mi ala ka go jala ba chapo gbo ko mi na go fi pon haruna mi apa avio ba sku yi nya o aba ta kamana mi lenka ka ava tonne adomia anya ngui ka tatara mi ajala ka go je ka mi li dom nad motoyom ova la ho ba vava o va kpongo jojo kata ka ngiko na mi nya fia pie nya ba a choi trauma o va mi agbo ba amayo ka la community center ma o ko yo tangwa na o en viare ala ba magba yo so ga va apoyo kata chiare ko apoyo kata chiare fi file fia o ya ba lo faraka wiandre na apoyo ka chiare ka mi amagbo susu yo la po o ma na me ba fo mi katangu fo aiga ba akbara kakla nanana am akbara kakla nanana ko awe ba lanya tapa ma mawenya ngojo ajora mi aji fifile ka mi mokpom na jiruru na garama alaba oba awona na mi va vieto ye echiala mi agbo still meta afiara kayimo jiruru na wajita para mi o komia daro alaba no komi daria chofma mi ho mi to akpogboju alaba miano mi aba do fo yin class ba miano mi aba nguru pon alaba nguya ka o kovena amayo ka alla community center ama cho la nyata pa nguya o kona afakora ka nguya o kone la nyata pa nguma lanka karaka ba nguru la mi aba fo ma mi runa ma madana micron.
So I want you to tell me how this place used to be before this, because we are riding on a canoe now.
First of all, my name is Achu Amuzu. 3 days today, it was Sunday, around 5 o'clock going. We just sleep for the room, no, we just hear the noise. Sea is coming, we don't understand. So before we wake up for house, no, the house all full up, our things all spoiled. My TV, my room things all, everything spoiled. So we can do it, like I don't know how we go do. So it be like no work again, no fishing, no.
You are a fisherman?
Yeah, I'm a fisherman.
So you've not been able to go to sea since then?
Yeah, since Sunday, we can't go see because we no get place to pull the rope, and even we no get place to sleep to go to work. So we just patrol for our friends. So the things is hard for me too much. So the government for council or government to do something for me.
How much of a help will the sea defense? Well, how much would it help your work and then your community as a whole?
As now, I see first from the beginning, we started to come small. But now it's too much. So we want to make the government can't dip the water inside for we, make the water go back small. Yeah, that's one problem now.
All right.
This place we are passing right now. First, no water, but because of the sea, where the water can remain for here like this. So it's hard for you to cross the water, go fishing.
This was a bare land. It was just like the other side.
Yeah.
And then this is water from the tidal waves.
Yeah.
That has turned it, and we are riding on a canoe now because we can't walk through this water.
Yeah.
The sea started ravaging this very community from March this year. It started from Salakope. When you go there now, you realize that a plethora of houses are gone, have been washed ashore. People have lost their fishing equipment because this community, their major source of livelihood is fishing. Their boats have been destroyed. Some of them have lost their outboard motors. Now, when you get to the various houses, you realize that once the tidal waves comes around, it affects. It does affect the homes. It washes away their belongings, like their clothing. It sometimes has to take away their electrical gadgets, like the fridges and stuff like that. This has impacted negatively on the enrollment in the school or attendance in the school. Initially, we were having a population of about 800 plus, but as we speak today, when you go to the classroom and you put the number of students who are regular in school, they are numbering almost a little above 400. This is a sign that the tidal wave destruction in these communities has impacted on education. West of it, we used to have about close to 30 candidates getting prepared for the BEC examination. But as we speak today, we are only having 15 regular students in school who are ready for their examination. This is because, you see, once their families or parents have been affected, they are unable to give them money to even come to school to buy food for themselves. They will have to drop out. Those whose books, school uniforms, clothing, and other stuffs have been taken away have also dropped out of school because their parents don't have money to get them a school uniform. We want immediate intervention from the President of the Republic of Ghana. These are people that you have sworn to protect. These are people that you have sworn to be with them in times of their need. And so our passionate appeal to him is that, one, he needs to, as a matter of urgency, expedite action on the second phase of the project to cover those communities that are affected by the tidal wave. And secondly, there are some relief items that have been given to the communities affected. It is woefully inadequate. It is woefully inadequate, although they say half a loaf is better than bread, but we are looking forward to more of those things so that at least it will ameliorate the plight of the indigents going forward. The reason it seems that Keta has been hardly hit is that when you compare Salakope and Amutino to Keta, one, you realize that this area, Salakope here, there are a lot of sand here. So immediately the sea flows here, the sand absorbs it. Besides, we are torn between the sea and then the lagoon. So anytime this place gets flooded, we have to break into the main road for the sea to gush into the lagoon. There are times that we use pumping machine to pump it to the lagoon. That is how come when you come here after some few hours, that the tidal wave hit this place, you feel like there's nothing happening here. Now, Keta, they don't have anywhere to pump their water to. So anytime you visit there, you feel that that place has been hardly hit. That is not so. We have also been seriously affected.
Le namacho izipata enyeba chafura manya agbo miaramo ikaba mye boblo don na jiru kaka jiru ma konya ma mia gbokpo mu kaka incho memra gbeba za gavema e ya vai jia mala bobo crowd e ya boblo domela boblo go domela e amo eka chafura opoma opa no mo shokata ogle fifio opa na vio chichingo o mazio ha o chichingo blo o togbi o pro mama aro nya mama o chichingo e opong no mo shokata ogle fio vai
ni kwenya nwa kwenya ba mia kpong ruru na kuhia kata jojo cho gbaragba ke kwenya ba o va to chafo na mi chafo do do enu nya sa du na mi kokko kuhia tera go nya ba fi a chafo cho afi ba ro fi a ajiji tamio manya mia we gogo chafo nto ba van eta jiruru mamu ntonto do ha chafo e ma gbo na va gbo ta no glo ba mia to tere chafo ngo mi tere chafo jiruru nto amate gbo na chafo kpo ga ava do more gbo ta chafo ro tete va tangi ko kwenya nruru ko nyara kuku na nyawa du klo la bubu toko bo tro ko mia gbo klo mia no la ko ikunye bo do chafo na mi kuno nya sa do chafo ya ko ke mia ba afifafa ko ni fafa ngbu na mo nyung mia gbenon ro bo bubu mgbegmo gbe shagbe jingra ka fa magbo ojo pleng ma o nyo ha mia ko te par ada taru go fi na nya be mai ro khola va yo mi mia yi na nya ba agbe mi va le Ghana mi va no mi ko vi ya na mo nyo ba se ko jino ga mia la ka kama na va una mi ta mi nya ba sa ro glango meng na ba nya jila ya ro maro na mo le shu maro nya dono de viaro o nya ba ndi ya va su ku ka ka chafo mo na na ba o mate su kwa demu ta mire kukuna jiruru ta ngi koko na urororo kata ko nyeba oba do chapwa.
This is still GhanaWeb special on GhanaWeb TV with me, Eche Atisu. We are here at Amutinu. It's in the Ketu South district of the Volta region. It's one of the communities that has been affected by the tidal waves. We are here in one of the primary schools in the area to speak to the headmaster. Good afternoon, sir.
Fine afternoon.
Please tell us your name.
My name is William Kofi Afarito.
Okay, so what's the name of your school?
The name of my school is Amutinu MA Basic School.
All right, and you have students or you have pupils who come from which kind of communities? Are they only from the Amutinu community?
No, majority of them come from Amutinu, but the rest come from Salakofe and then Adina.
All right, now let's come to the substantive issue. The issue of tidal waves. Has this affected your school in any way? I want us to take a walk whilst you show us that. Has this affected your school in any way? Let's take a walk while we do that.
Okay. When I was posted to this school, it's barely 2 years now.
Okay.
When I came here, the sea was far away from the school.
Okay.
But less than a year now, the sea is almost nearer to the school building. So without the help of the government, less than a year, this school will no more be here.
As I see it now, the beach is just some 200 or 300 meters away from your school block. You say this was not the situation. I can see the markings right on the floor. You say this could affect you, but how much of an effort have you made? You say you've been here for 2 years. How much of an effort have you made in trying to ensure that this help comes to you as easy as or as soon as possible?
Oh, anyway, one thing I can say is that the assemblyman is a staff member of the school.
Okay.
So anytime they come, they see the assemblyman. So if we can say something about that, unless you see the assemblyman. But all the time, people have been coming to promises. The FM stations have been coming, but so far I can't say anything that this is the promise we are giving unless we see the assemblyman.
You're an educationist. In the meantime, what kind of challenge, or even with what we've experienced so far, are your students worried in any way? What kind of fears do they show to you? All that are you aware of?
Oh, as for me, the way the students talk, I don't see that I've not seen that they are worried, but it is the parents who are worried. But the students themselves, they don't worry. They don't care about it. But the parents, they are worried.
What kind of things do the parents tell you?
Oh, what they say is that sometimes the sea will enter their rooms. They may not be able to sleep with a lot of things. Because of that, it is even affecting their economic activities.
All right. So this is still GhanaWeb Special. We are placing our focus on the effects of the tidal waves that have ravaged communities along the coastal lines of the Volta region, specifically the Ketu South into Keta areas. And so we are still speaking to a number of stakeholders in this area. As you can see, we are just at the beach line right now, just behind this Amutinu MA school, and you can see the line here. The headmaster tells me this is how far the water went, or the water came the last time, and if nothing is done about this, it could just escalate. You wanted to say something?
Yes. Sometimes the tidal waves enter the school
blocks.
The school blocks.
Okay.
So sometimes, in fact, if you come and see the situation here, you will not like it. So it is only these 3 days it has gone back a bit, but very soon it will come back again, and the tidal wave will just be splashing against the wall of the school. So we need the help of the authorities, those who are in authority who can help us. Other than that, the school will no more be here again.
As far as I'm concerned, we have 149 homes affected and 1,027 individuals that are being affected. We have Salakope, Agaveji, Adina, and Amuchino being affected. Those are the communities, as far as I know, that are affected. We try to get a place for them temporarily so that those who are severely affected can have a place to put their heads. And some of them are in the church rooms, and others decided to perch at the end of their families that are at the higher grounds. A lot of them prefer to stay with their families. So as at now, that is what is going on. As far as I'm concerned, I had a discussion with the regional minister. You know, I have to deal with the regional minister, and some discussions with the Minister for Works and Housing. As far as I know, there are a lot of preparation that is ongoing. As you could hear, the Minister for Works and Housing himself said there are a lot of preparation ongoing for this project to start as quickly as possible. But let me do this clarification. You know, I will encourage the government not to do this sea defense to only the affected places. They have to extend it to Aflao border, because when it stops at maybe Adina, the rest of Denu and Aflao will be washed away with these tidal waves. So they have to do it up to Aflao border. And I'm sure if they want to do that, they have to do it in consultation with the Togolese counterpart. Because if they end it at the border, then the whole Lomé will be affected, and which will even come back to affect us in Ghana here. So it's a big project on its own.
Liam talked about the fact that his widow's might, he thanked some people who supported him to pull these things together. He mentioned the work he did on the sea defense when he was in government, having to build some sea defense and also in some communities boulders to break the waves.
Okay.
And we went to the worst hit area in Anglo. It's the school. That's Puvama.
Okay.
The place called Puvama. So that would be Puvama had a school which the tidal wave destroyed. So a new one had been put up, and that too has been destroyed. So that's the site we went to. I mean, it was very pathetic. And I hear that It has actually affected the estuary that's in Southstone. So they are also hit by the effects of the tidal wave. I think in their case, the sea has blocked the entry of the river into the sea.
Okay.
So those who need to move on boats and so on are unable to travel across anymore. So it needs dredging. So what GM said was that it probably needs dredging, but he was inviting engineers and those in hydro, something hydro, to come and take a look and advise the state so that the necessary action is taken to have the necessary dredge to alleviate the suffering of those people too. So what's happening is whichever water from the river to be entering the sea is now going into their communities and destroying as well, because it has no way to get into the sea.
I want to understand we know that the eventual solution to all of this is the call for a sea defense wall, which is what people have called for countless times. But in the interim, and knowing how intensive a project that could be, what are the kinds of things that you are looking at? I'm talking about you as the MP for Ketu South, your other colleagues in the neighboring constituencies. What are the other solutions that you are putting in place or looking out for?
No,
so that
the immediate medium-term intervention would be for the states to construct temporary accommodation, where the people who are worst hit can go and find solace while we look at the bigger picture of the sea defense. So they need to identify a place and quickly put up. It could be tents, it could be brick and cement, who knows? But something has got to be done so that those who don't have accommodation can find one. The reason why we are demanding for a temporary accommodation is that in our case, as in Ketu South, this is the third one. So if your sister's house was lost in the first one, then she comes to live with you, and then it hits you yourself in May, and then you all move into your family house, and then in November, the family house is also taken. That leaves you with nothing. That leaves you with people who. It's important that the state provides a temporary accommodation for. You know that we mean well, we should be able to do that. But so far, it's been, I think that the conversation I've had with the regional minister points to the fact that he agrees that it has to be done. In fact, he agreed way back in May that this is a thing that has to be done. And it's 5 months down the line. Why didn't he do it?
Okay. There are also concerns and calls for not just the building of sea defense walls around the areas that have been affected now. There are also concerns about the larger discussions on climate change, because the fear is that if these defense walls are built all the way to the Ketu South area, it could extend into the neighboring country, Togo, Lome. There are suggestions that this should be a collaborative effort between authorities here and those in our neighboring country, Togo. Is this something you subscribe to?
I have a situation I want it dealt with. Togo is a sovereign country. They are responsible for their citizens. I would like them to consider looking at finding the resources so that when we build ours to Aflawudi can continue. I don't think global warming is a secret. COP26 has just ended. Everybody knows about it. So I'm sure that they have their plans as a country. I'm not sure that, we can love our neighbors more than ourselves. And so it is what it is. So what are we going to do? So because Togo will have a problem that they have to deal with, we should not solve our problem. I don't understand this kind of argument though. Right. On humanitarian grounds, we will empathize with them, but they don't have a problem right now. We have a problem. Can we solve it?
All along all the conversations we've been having about the tidal waves that have ravaged communities in the Volta region, the southern parts of the Volta region, the Anglo side to be specific, all these have had to do with the climate change. And so we're here in, also within the Volta region, it's just around, this is Meet Me There, one of the most popular restaurants, sleeping areas that a lot of people come to to while away their time and all of that. This place has also been affected by the tidal waves, heavily affected. And we have the manager here. He's going to give us some perspectives, give us an understanding of how badly the situation is. You're welcome to GhanaWeb.
Thank you. My name is Christian.
All right, Christian. Let's understand what kind of business you used to do here and how badly you've been affected.
Okay, so this is Meet Me There African Home Lodge. We have the lodge, which whatever we realize from the lodge, we push it into the NGO, which is working in the community. But now, as things stand now, we got a tidal waves that came in last Sunday night, and as we can all see, it has taken over our sitting area, taken over those rooms over there, and now our business has come to a halt. We don't know when we are resuming business, because as this is all a sitting area, which people sit and eat and drink. But now, as it is, nobody can come here, and we don't know when this will drain down. So we are all just hoping for the best.
That's to say that this entire place, more or less like a lagoon now, used to be dry land.
Oh yeah, this is a dry land. No, the entire place is not a dry land. This is on the lagoon. Okay. Where we are standing is on the lagoon, but now it's in the lagoon. Yeah.
Okay. So that means that because of the tidal waves, did you have guests here in the first place?
Yeah. So that fateful Sunday night, we got guests in all the rooms, but then we have to wake them up for them to go and refund them as well. So that affects business.
This has been a few days now. Yeah. How is Meet Me There coping? Management of Meet Me There. You mentioned that you have an NGO that also helps people in the communities here. How are you coping?
Well, not much we can do than to shut down. Well, as at now, we are just tidying up the mess that the sea has brought, hoping that it will drain down for us to start business. But then, as it is, that's affecting the workers here, and that's going to affect what we do in the community as well. Yeah.
A lot of people are calling for the construction of a sea defense wall. Is that the same thing you're calling for? And in the interim, if that is not done, what kind of thing are you going to do? Because this yours is a business. What are you going to do in the interim to ensure that your place is still running?
Okay, if it's this the sea defense, if it's something within our power that we can do, we will have done it about 10 years ago. Because I've been in all the offices with my letters that I know they can do something about the sea defense, but it never yield anything.
What's the feedback you get?
Well, it will be done, but then when they start doing it, they end on the way at Aklotoko, and that's it. We have a monitoring camera from University of Cape Coast along the shore, and they came after one of their report. It's like, well, within the next 10-12 years to come, if nothing is done, this whole coast will be gone. Yeah, so we are just living in limbo here. Yeah.
All right. We're sorry about how badly you're affected. We hope that this is taken care of soon enough so that your business can also get back on track. From the Ketu South District to Keta, all the way to Anglonga, you've seen the devastation that the tidal waves have caused to many people, businesses, and properties along this way. And this has been a GhanaWeb special for GhanaWeb TV. Like many have asked for, the sea defense wall should be built for people around these coastal communities so that the recurrent damages that these tidal waves cause will be a thing of the past. My name is Eche Atisu, and this has been a GhanaWeb special.
On behalf of the Chartered Institute of Market in Ghana, I would want to congratulate GhanaWeb on your 22 solid years of existence. I know it's not easy for any organization to be 22 years and still counting, with the kind of reputation that you've enjoyed, even though there have been some flaws. I guess you've done very well. You've added value to advertisers, especially Chartered Institute of Marketing Ghana, in terms of visibility, whether eyes or ears. And we would want to congratulate you. We would want to see more enhanced, what they call it, benefits and products that you could churn out for your clients going forward in the next 22 years.
It's all about the GhanaWeb Road Safety Walk. It's happening here on the 27th of November 2021. We're hitting the streets of Accra to interact with drivers and to share some educational material. Our starting point is at Legon Precinct and we'll end at East Legon. The time is 6 a.m. My name is Eche Atisu and I'm host of The Untold on GhanaWeb TV. Let's do this.
The GhanaWeb Road Safety Walk is proudly sponsored by Somoko Ghana Limited, Venom Mineral Water, and the Lish Restaurants.
So, come to the Milani Farms for your share.
The Milani Farms is located at Akweti Junction, which is about 1 hour 30 minutes drive from Accra.
Hi guys, we are back again, Charlie. If today is your first time on my YouTube channel, don't forget to subscribe, like and share. So guys, I'm currently at this beautiful plantation, pineapple plantation, and I'm here with Seydou. Say hi.
Hi.
So Seydou is here with me, and Seydou is going to take us around the farm and take us to all the process and technique used here at the pineapple farm. So hi Seydou.
Hi Stella.
We've already met, but yeah, this is your first time meeting you. Yeah. So we are currently at the first part. So let's see how it goes.
Virtually, these plants were planted in April up to August. So virtually they are some 5-6 months old. This field is about 180 acres fully planted, and then we are expected to start harvesting it from next year June.
Next year June.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's when we are starting to. So they are in their various stages of growth. Herbicide has been applied just some 2 weeks ago, so you can see the weeds turning brownish and dying, leaving the pineapple.
What is the first stage, like the first stage in pineapple production?
The first stage, yeah, it depends. I mean, you can start either from the land preparation or the seed production, but logically you should start from the land preparation. Yeah, I mean, you need to clear the vegetation if there is vegetation on the field. You'll be with the help of your machinery, either a bulldozer, a payloader, to clear the vegetation. Then you have to do your plowing, you have to do your subsoiling, you have to do your harrowing, and then you cut your ridges, which they are very important. So we'll get to know these implements I'm mentioning. We have them at the site of land preparation. So after the land preparation, you cut your ridges, you do your cleaning. If you have to put plastic mulch to control the weeds and conserve moisture, you do. If you don't want to plant on plastic, you also do. So virtually we've adopted since 2 years now the no plastic approach. So you can see all our plants are on backgrounds, they are not
on plastic.
People doubt if they could do well, but we've studied so much, and then we think they are doing very well, even though the yield has been down by some 5 tons per hectare, but they are doing quite well, and then we are reducing plastic pollution.
We are currently at one part of the farm. Where are we now?
So this is the seed production unit.
Okay.
We call it seed, but the actual or the technical name is the sucker.
Okay.
Pineapple can be propagated by the suckers, the slips, either tissue culture or the crowns.
Okay.
But here we prefer using the suckers because the suckers have higher or faster growth rate compared to the crowns and the slips and the tissue culture.
So why have you turned it upside down?
So you have to turn it upside down because when they are harvested, there might be some pathogens at the base of the plant that you have to turn it between 24 hours to 48 hours for the solar radiation to sterilize the root zone of the plant before planting.
So you are giving us some big terms. Well, how will a layman like me understand?
No, you see, you know the solar radiation or the sunlight is a good sterilizer.
Okay.
So when you expose these pathogens, soil-borne pathogens, they cannot stand the heat of the sun. So they are sterilized. Then you minimize the use of chemicals to control these pathogens when the plant is finally in the soil.
So how long does it stay like this before you plant them?
You know, a minimum of 24 hours, and then it can stay a maximum of 2 weeks when it is like this.
Okay, so how do you get this? Do you get it from the existing old pineapple plant?
Yes,
or...
after harvesting,
yeah.
The mother plant, you call them the mother plant, after harvesting the fruits, when you decide to go for seed production inside of the second crop or the ratoon, you have to do the slashing to stimulate the seed to come. So the seed starts coming out, and I can harvest one for you here. This is a seed, this is the mother plant. The mother plant is here, the fruit has been harvested and it's producing seed down here.
Okay.
So you just have to then
you just pull it.
Pull it carefully, that you then put it, so that is the seed for you.
So what happens? Do you get rid of the old mother plant?
No, this mother plant can produce you, each plant on the average can produce you about 3 to 4 seeds after the fruit has been harvested. So they don't produce it at the same time. So you harvest the first batch, second batch with the good nutrition and then good rainfall. You can harvest it for continuously for about 8 months.
8 months. Oh, okay. So how long has this one been there, like this particular mother plants? Yeah.
This fruit were harvested I think in May.
In May.
So it has been there in May. So let's say it has been there for about 5 months producing. So it can produce up to January or maybe February.
Then you get rid of them.
You can get rid of them.
Oh, okay.
Then they go and follow for about 2 years more. Then we start plowing and preparing land for the next planting.
For the next plant. Oh. So guys, I hope you're enjoying the video so far, and we are learning a lot from Seidu. So this is how it looks like when it's very young. How many weeks is this?
This should be about 10. This is about 8 weeks old.
8 weeks.
8 weeks plant. So it's left with 12 weeks for harvesting.
12 weeks. Okay. So what happens are there instances where after 12 weeks the fruit doesn't look too big, so you decide to wait a little longer, or whether it's big or small, you harvest?
They are maturity from the time of flower induction or forcing. Depending on how you call it. You count about 20 weeks in our setting here is 20 weeks.
Okay.
Plus or minus 1 week for harvesting. So immediately you do the flower induction, you have to just check the success of the induction,
of the fruit
of the induction.
Oh, okay.
Like,
when you say induction, what do you mean?
You have to synchronize the flowering. You know, pineapple, when you leave it, you don't synchronize the induction. They come one here, one there at their own time. So you just have to harvest one here, one there, and they can spend about 2 years. But you want the fruits at the same time. So you have to put some hormone, with calcium carbide or ethylene gas or ethaphone to induce them at the same time, synchronize the induction to produce the flowers. So when you do the induction, you expect the flowers to come out after 6 weeks.
Oh, okay.
So it's like you are impregnating them. So you have to do the pregnancy test.
Okay.
After 14 days, you do pregnancy test. So this is how the pregnancy test goes.
Okay, let's go and see how the pregnancy test goes.
So after 14 days, when you induce them after 14 days, this is the pineapple coming.
Oh, okay.
So you cut. After 14 days, you see the sign whether it has responded to the synchronization or not.
Oh, okay.
There you see. So this is the pineapple going.
Oh, okay.
That's the pineapple. So this one, actually, if it's in the soil, it will grow to become a pineapple like this.
Like this?
Like this. So after 14 days, you have to do the pregnancy test to check whether it has responded.
It looks like Seidu is very much interested in the pregnancy bit. So we are finally at my favorite part, where the fruit is fully grown, and right in front of me is one of the pineapple. Look at how beautiful it's looking. Is it ready? Can I pluck it?
Not that one.
Not this one. Okay, so see how I'm excited. I'm so excited. So we came late, so we didn't get the farmers harvesting. It's about 1 p.m. at the moment. So Seidu, can I follow you?
Yeah, if you want.
Okay. Very curious.
This one has been prepared, it's right, it's going by air.
It's going by air?
You can see it is packed.
Yeah.
It has been selected to go by air.
Oh, this is very beautiful.
So this one is selected to go by air. You can see they've been packed. And the green ones will go by sea.
The what?
The green ones.
The green ones will go by sea.
Yes, it will go. So I can harvest one for you.
Yes, yes. I want the ripe one.
You want the ripe one?
Yes.
Okay, so I harvest this one.
Yeah, harvest this one.
Okay. They are all ripe.
Oh, right. This looks good. I'm super excited. I'm going to eat pineapple fresh from the farm. Yeah. So guys, this is official tasting of the fruit. I will be the only judge here to see if the fruit is sweet or not. This is good. I'm sure you're used to eating pineapple every time. So say, do I realize this particular fruit is yellow, but I'm used to seeing the whitish one. Why is it that?
It depends on the variety. The one you always see on the roadside is the sugarloaf. The sugarloaf by nature is whitish, and then it's a bit conical. So that's what locally they call him fanti. But this is MD2.
So this is officially MD2. MD2, that's why it's yellow, and it's very nice, very sweet. If I don't return home, just know I'm here at the farm eating pineapple. So I see that some of them look very ripe. That is like they are very yellow. Others too are green. Does it mean that the others are not ripe?
They are all ripe.
They are all ripe.
One is specially treated. I told you this is for air. We treated it separately to get the yellow color for air.
Okay.
The others are treated to go by sea, you know. Sea will normally take about 2 weeks to get to the destination, so you don't need it as
okay, and it's because they are perishable goods, so you don't want them to get spoils before getting to the destination. Yeah. So which countries do you export to?
France, we go Switzerland, we go Belgium, we we go Netherlands, we go Lebanon, we go Morocco.
Oh, right. So if you are in this list of countries and you are enjoying pineapple, just know that some way, somehow, it's from this farm, because this is the biggest farm, pineapple farm in Ghana. So guys, this is my first harvest and this is what I'm taking home. Do you want some? Come to the Milani farms for your share. So yeah, so far so good. It's been amazing. I hope you're also enjoying this video as much as I enjoyed the experience here with Seidu. Let me know if you have any other questions. Let me know in the comment section. I'm sure Seidu will see the comments and he'll respond to you too. So let's go to the next thing. The good part about Milani Farms is that they created their own dam, which is the only source of water for the farm. So we are currently done with the field things to see. I hope you're enjoying this video so far. So Seidu is currently taking me to the packaging area and we are going to see all the things that happen before it goes for export. Do you also sell to locals?
No.
You don't?
Only, yes.
Only
Local
exports?
For processing. Local companies that are doing processing for exports.
Okay.
Before the load will come, we fill this water with 15,000 liters.
Okay.
Water into the tea. And then we add 1.2 kilos of chlorine.
Of chlorine, okay.
Chlorine. As a disinfectant.
That's wash your hands. It's not to contaminate the fruits. Right after washing, the pineapples are coated with wax which protects them from pathogens and prevents them from dehydration.
The parking area, we pack it according to the size. The lady over there, she packed size 8.
Okay.
That is that the 8. When I say 8, it means that the 8 in the box.
Okay.
8 in the box. We pack it according to the weight.
Okay.
We have the weight. The 6 start from the 1.85 to 2 kilos. That one qualifies for the 6 in the box. The palletizers, we arrange it on the pallet nicely. Then the 7.
Seidu, what happens here?
So this after packaging, this where you sprinkle it, you know, to prolong the shelf life of a fruit, you have to sprinkle it to a very low temperature before. So pineapple is stored at 7.58 degrees Celsius temperature. Good.
So this is how the boxes look like. This is the one that goes by air and this by sea. So guys, say thank you to Seidu for me. He took his time, took me everywhere, both the field and the production house and everything that happens here. So if you see him, please buy chocolates for him on my behalf, because he did.
The chocolate is already here.
He did an amazing job. Thank you so much. So if somebody needs advice on pineapple farming in Ghana, should they call you?
Yes, I'm always ready and willing.
Yeah, so I'll drop his contact. Call him and he's ready to give you the best of advice. But be ready to give him some coins, right? Don't less. So guys, thank you so much for watching. This brings us to the end of this video. I hope you were educated just as I was. This is my first experience here and it's been amazing. This video has been an enlightening video. It has taught me a lot. It has taught me how the fruit started. I mean, from the seedling right to production, right to exporting. And this particular farm here is mainly for exportation, both sea and by air. And so thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all. I know you're always with me. You're always sticking around. I mean, I love you. Mwah. It is going to my house. Thank you so much, Seidu. You can't come to the farm without getting pineapples. Thank you so much. Hi guys, we are back again, Charlie. I hope you are doing well. In my previous video, I shared the techniques used in pineapple farming in Ghana's largest farm called the Milani Farms. If you missed it, it's still up on my channel. You can go check it out. In today's video, Seidu shares with us how perishable goods like pineapple is exported from Ghana. Let's go right into the video. So Seidu, I'm sure some viewers will also be interested how exporting is done in Ghana. I mean, this is a perishable good you have here at Milani. So would you want to tell us the process in exporting perishable goods like pineapple?
Yeah, the process is in two parts if you want to take it like that. We have the documentation part and then the operational part, the field operation part. So it depends on which one you want me to answer, either the field one or the documentation one.
Oh, the field one, and in fact, both of them, because I'm sure some viewers, I'm sure you're all interested, so they want to know. So let's take it.
Alright, so when we take it to the field one, I mean, when you want to export first pineapple, you have to determine by which route you want to go, either by sea or by air. If it's by sea, the processes are different, and if it is by air, the processes are different. So the field, it involves determination of maturity. First of all, you have to get the order from the client and the specification. It will tell you which variety you want, whether it's MD2, Sugarloaf, or the Smooth Cayenne. So if you get the order from the client with the quantity, the variety, and the time you want, then you have to make sure you do your bookings. If it is by air, you have to determine the destination of different flights and which one corresponds to yours, and make the necessary bookings with the different routes. That's for the air. For the sea too, you have to do the bookings. You have to pass through SPEC. They are the main association for the pineapples in Ghana, SMEC and maybe Fitch. So when you do the necessary bookings and then your maturity is right, then you have to undergo the harvesting and then the post-harvesting processes. So you harvest is always better and advisable to harvest during the cool period of the day, because during the cool period of the day the fruits are normally the temperatures are down, and then they help in prolonging the shelf life of the food. Then you do the post-harvest treatment, that is the washing. You have to clean the millibags. If you don't clean the millibags that comes with, normally they will reject it at the airports, and maybe even at the seaport. Sometimes they do some inspection. So when you do the washing, you can decide to do waxing or not, depending on what you want to do. And normally, it's not important to do the waxing, but the sea, because of the time it takes and the destination. Normally to Europe here, it takes about 2 weeks. When it's going to the south, that is Fort Bendres in France, it takes about 13 days. And when it has to go to Antwerp in Belgium, it takes about 14 days on the average. So you have to do your post-harvest treatment very well with the fungicide and the wax. It has to be very well done. And the pre-pulling has to be very well. I mean, the internal of the fruit has to be matured and then firm, because it takes 2 weeks by sea to get to the client, and then the client might store it 2-3 weeks more or 4 weeks
before they start to sell.
So you have to consider all these things and know that the fruit you are harvesting today, the final consumption will be in 6 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks time. So every post-harvest treatment that you have to put in place, you have to put that at the back of your mind and make sure that everything is done right and quality with the client's factor in mind. So when you do that, then the other bit is transportation, and then the custom, they have to give you the landing account after doing the inspections. And then when it goes to the airport, the PPRSD will do the inspection and also give you the phytosanitary certificate, and then export goes. So that's in summary what I can see about the pineapple procedure for exporting that.
Okay, so does it happen to like all other perishable goods like tomatoes, pepper? Because I know people export pepper like bell pepper, and then even like the red pepper and other perishable goods. Is it the same procedure, or it differs? Or because you deal in pineapple, you're not too sure about that?
No, for export procedures it's the same. I mean, when you receive your orders, there are some commodities like pepper and then tomatoes. They don't need a lot of post-harvest treatment, and mostly they go by air if they have to go. They go by air, not in pineapple. Pineapple, we harvest it in volumes, and then some has to go by sea. We wish everything will go by air, because air is normally premium price for you. It's faster, premium prices, and then the risk is less, because then you don't have your cooling system on the vessel is not functioning well, and then food gets to clients not at the right condition, and then the client claim another food. So air is always better, but air fruit are expensive in Europe, and then some people also opt for sea. So it's like
so it depends on the client.
Yes, it depends on the client.
Okay.
And it depends on the purchasing power of the people.
So how long have you personally been doing this job?
I've been in the pineapple business for 12 years now.
12 years? That's a long time. Wow. Thank you.
So it's pretty going well.
Okay, so I also want to know, so if it's going by air and they detect that, okay, some of them have gone bad, what happens? Do you have to change them, or do they have to reject all the fruits, bring them back? Like, what happens if it's rejected?
If it's, you have to ensure we ensure that our quality control here is spot on, and everything we send is of the highest quality. But then the problem is that certain problems like millibags, when you go to the airport and the PPRSD officers inspect, and then they have some millibags of a certain rates, they will reject it and ask you to come and clean or come and pick your goods. They will not allow you to leave the pots. But when the food gets to the client, it's always risky. I mean, if there are some few boxes or few food that are gone bad, the client can be generous enough to remove them, and then you will claim it and you issue a credit note for that effect. But there are some, if there is widespread of the problems, you can reject all, and sometimes you even have to pay for the cost of destruction and disposal.
Wow. So my last question would be, if somebody is also looking forward to starting business like this in Ghana, would you say it's a lucrative business, and what are the things you would also advise the person to do and not to do?
Pineapple business in Ghana is very lucrative if you do it well. If you do the right consultation, you get the right land and you get the right people, you'll be happy when you enter into the pineapple industry in Ghana. But then the problem is right consultation and the right people. You have to make sure that you get the right technical advice, and then you will be good to go. And then you have to employ or deal with people who are in the industry, people who are present on the farm. Absentee farmers never benefit from pineapple business. They can benefit or they can be happy in other crops, but certainly not pineapple. Pineapple need a lot of attention. My boss will always tell you pineapple production is a Formula 1 job. So it's always intense, it always need presence, it always need attention, it always need care. So if you are able to be committed to this cardinal principle, you should be good to go.
Okay, so I mean, this is the expert. He's been working here for 12 years, and so if you also need any advice on how things to go about in Ghana, I mean, Seidu will be right here. I'll drop his contact, right?
Yeah,
and Seidu, he's always available. So call him, and he'll give you all the necessary advice you need to know in pineapple farming in Ghana. Thank you so much.
We are passionate about agriculture. We want to make sure that Ghana still remains an agrarian economy, and then therefore we open our arms to everybody who wants to enter into the field of agriculture, especially pineapple production. We help him to make Ghana a successful country.
Wow, thank you.
It's all about the GhanaWeb Road Safety Walk. It's happening here on the 27th of November 2021. We're hitting the streets of Accra to interact with drivers and to share some educational material. Our starting point is at Legon Presec and we'll end at East Legon. The time is 6 a.m. My name is Eche Atisu and I'm host of The Untold on GhanaWeb TV. Let's do this.
The GhanaWeb Road Safety Walk is proudly sponsored by Somoko Ghana Limited, Venom Mineral Water, and the Lish Restaurants.
My name is Pearl Adusu Jesse, PRO, National Road Safety Authority. It's all about GhanaWeb Road Safety Walk. Meeting point, Legon Presec, bus stop. Time 6 a.m. Happening on 27th November 2021. We have to walk to save lives. We'll walk as well as have fun. So come, let us walk together to save lives on our road. See you at the meeting point, 6 a.m. sharp.
The GhanaWeb Road Safety Walk is proudly sponsored by Somoko Ghana Limited, Venom Mineral Water, and the Lish Restaurant.
So do you know how long the company has been in existence? 22 years?
No, I didn't. It's when you reached out to us and mentioned that you're 22 years, and I think that's shocking. I've followed, GhanaWeb for quite a while, more than a decade, but I wouldn't have pegged you guys for having been in existence for more than 2 decades, and I think that's really positive for you guys. You've served the nation really well with the kind of contents that you've delivered to your readers over the past years, and I think that it's been a pleasure, having worked with you. For me at Soccerbet and for every other reader out there, I'm sure they'll be really pleased to know that you've been in existence for 22 years. We want to, from here at Soccerbet, what we want to say to you at GhanaWeb, to your management, to your staff, is congratulations for this particular feat. It's been an amazing journey, I'm sure, and I want to wish you all the best going forward for the years to come. Everything that you do, may it work well for you. May you go beyond your boundaries and continue to serve the entire populace.
It's been banters between the GFA and the South African Football Association about the game that was played in Cape Coast. Black Stars defeated South Africa by a long goal through a penalty that Andre Dedeayu scored. The South Africans are alleging that the game was fixed. Today, we talk about all these things on this episode of the GhanaWeb Friday debate right here on GhanaWeb TV. But I'll go for a quick break and we'll watch the reports put together by my colleague Emmanuel Enin in the course of the week about this particular game.
The Black Stars of Ghana beat South Africa by 1-0 to qualify for the playoff round of the FIFA World Cup qualifiers. The talking point after the game has been Daniel Amate's penalty incident that led to the victory. So we are on the street of Accra to listen to what some Ghanaians have to say about the supposed dubious penalty.
Because you should replay now. So near a mass happening, a buy. Minim and I did back one. I have to say, referee no, now we are close to the incident. We are close. And minim near ma what is happening to no. Yeah, should replay now. Minim the ma what is happening to no. Me to me no nanka minyaya anka South Africa for kra. Say the pay baby tonight. Can say because so your previous blaster no pa na day. Ball I go for Iba. Striker cry who striker home. And we who are go. I have a wholesome intermediate anchor. Me fist anchor blast and pono. And if I say young qualified granny, a train baby.
A penalty was a clean penalty. So what I say because body over is a chance. In Tabadi, it's a clear penalty. That be what I know. It's a clear penalty. Bias be enemy. Met me now they be was also. You qualify you are I know of him as a Ghana person here. Medium GD pa. A baby could be as metomachi. Come qualify you will be Anton Adjunim. Umafa.
Penalty game. No, I am in Pedamakan maybe what. We share England for our Marco school. I can see in Bois. We show Molega. Sometimes I want to meet penalty be. Ubedun I want to say bad end of what I say is a penalty. Referee say that to one kwade o man comment o ye le masa wajewi ona wa ko no school no say penalty o go school ni bi wan go bi what I say na waje nti me penalty mpo de ya me pesa maka wa asem kwa me da say what side na me pesa waje no nko ade ato wa hye nko ade ya je penalty ame ya hye eno ano no one because me gwa me stadium no Sunday me yakwa anka South Africa o mo hye ye ka ho e na o mo ko because by this time already I had to say Ghana ya kasa so o mo nti ye kasa against nine and boom, the bed and yet better you chiri. Almost shame will be what almost just can you are qualify CCI scan on Modiku. Scan on Modiku, I don't know about drop paper, letter tin, and they are two said there better bibina after from scanner. I shit into medium quite Minya Anka Sunday in Poland and you feed game.
But your born, me born a clay or born but what Monica said, was born in the coach referee or Betty will go on to one year. Did you mean who you or born about what money say or born a bone one young can you but what ye and the idea one year. Many who team now Barbesia, your team do I am a 5 for share more than any break. Yes, your team do a strong 5 to venture on anything in Abebrino. It's almost like him ability in your papa for Ghana for Mario Mashi or Marcosi. Striking of 9 and Ghana for Nibi. By this time, I will must have more than acquire and Yan on my 9. The Siago in a guy when he break. Okosia Yamebo Akosia Algeria, when he break. Egypt, when he break. Okwa Mevanza, the Miami Chrome team. Africos. And I'll go share Levant for 1 quarter on the break. And the Siana, what you might coach, you know. The Sias were very hidden Hopadia. Just a young couple on the Aja, Ghana for the Empire body a young one day. Tia Pompa and Yamiti to Frenaja, your committee more lady and any found call. Nanyamia Muhaya and Yakushaga gets if we are any if you just move a
clear politics. So according to football law, yes, referring Kwane what to me.
wotumi ye bibia o park referee no free park so oni tumi bi emra wo di ball na hwesre ne kutana no de clean penalty and the South Africa for quite the chair second ye kwa on ye go ball last match ya ki antekita mo kran kombe say be 80 na one day look at the Ghana the chair oh say yan toso ye toso a na mahuti mo no omobo asena be kasa ho a wakasa ho ye yan toso ye ne say they qualify we ne ye kan wasem to obi obeka se Ghana penalty ne nya penalty bia no na nipa ko no challenge referee na don goje friends ongo do referee ni bia but it's a clean penalty and any problem
o penalty there pitch ne so na apart from referee ono wotumi a bibi because of baben a e fine and this penalty referee agi say penalty obi eni hu asem ka akinye bi enyim nte clear penalty say referee a confirm no eno anu Ghana qualify ni there anya dey Ghana bet ma qualify me kura dey come nko anka Sunday ne gomu film because obi be say dey onya Ghana ni na Ghana for ye do Ghana unmebe free eko keep ko he match na e kakra unyini bozu ye do Ghana sin wo ma on tie asem ba kun dia meka say Ghana ho de gita ne sesi anu sa tell boys ni bobo hwe ko divu ho de ode bobo hwe Cameroon boy obo na de campaign Ghana emlante na David Ghana ho de ni sa ye ko service ka say no mo ko say no.
That was the video report from Emmanuel Enin on Ghanaians and what they had to say about that particular game. To join me do the discussion today we are doing all GhanaWeb affair. Perez Ezwakwa is a senior journalist with GhanaWeb. He's joining us. And then Emmanuel Enin with the GhanaWeb Sports Desk. Good morning, gentlemen, and thanks for joining me on this episode of the Friday Debate.
Good morning, Joel, and thanks for having us on your show.
Yeah, let me start with you. Perez, on Sunday, we won against Bafana by a long goal. There's been a lot of back and forth between South Africa and Ghana. What will be the situation that will prepare FIFA to order a replay for this particular game?
I mean, to answer your question, then there is something that's called precedent. So we have to look at the precedent. As when was the last time FIFA made such a call, or has there been occasions where FIFA had to order a replay of a game because of issues like this? And I think the last time it happened, unfortunately, it involved a Ghanaian referee. It was a World Cup qualifier between Senegal and South Africa, and that our Ghanaian referee made some calls that it was later found out that that particular call was influenced by decisions other than football. I remember the South African commentator calling that penalty manufactured. So they had to launch investigations, and after the investigations, it was established that our referee was compromised by some betting companies or by some betting syndicates who had predicted 2 goals in that particular game. And so our referee, having been offered whatever he was offered, had to make sure that indeed the scoreline that is people wanted manifested in the game. So subsequently, I think he was banned, and the match was replayed. So that's the basis. Now, what will make FIFA order a replay of our game? It's simple. If they find any incriminating evidence that the call by the referee on the day was influenced either by the FA, by some betting company, or some. If it's a mere football mistake that he made, maybe he might get some punishment and Ghana will proceed to the next stage. But if it comes out from their investigations that maybe he was influenced by the FA, he was influenced by the South Africans, he was influenced by some person you and I do not know. If that happens, then the match will be played and we will have to play South Africa. So it's simple. If it's a non-football decision that motivated the referee to make that call, then obviously they're going to be replayed. But if it was clearly either an error, I'm sure we'll come to whether the penalty was the right call or not. But if it was an error or not, then clearly that will not reach anywhere. But it's early days yet. FIFA is still investigating. So let's maybe look at how things will pan out.
All right, let me bring you in, Emmanuel. You did the report on the reaction of Ghanaians, how they felt about the game. When you spoke to them, what was the general impression?
Most of them answered that it was a clear penalty. I think one person who disputed with the rest that it wasn't a penalty. So most of them were of the view that yes, it was a penalty. So I think the general, if you try to generalize it, then means most of Ghanaians are pleased with the referee score.
All right. Now, you also spoke to them about the playoff stage and the entire performance of the Black Stars. We've won, and we will now know our opponent on December 18th. But were they impressed with the performance of the team in general?
Regarding the performance of the team, it seems Ghanaians are still doubting the team.
Okay.
There's no faith in the team as compared to the previous years when we qualified to the World Cup for 3 consecutive times. So it means Ghanaians are really losing hope in the team, and they weren't pleased about the performance on Sunday. So I think all of them were doubting the Black Stars to qualify for the FIFA World Cup. 2022. So I think it's disheartening because I'm looking at how we have a talent and all, but still Ghanaians don't believe in the team. For me, I think it's surprising.
All right, now let's go into the game. We were watching the game. To me, I was not really impressed with the performance. But before the 30th minute, we've had 2 clear-cut chances that on a normal day, Jordan and Daniel Kofiche were supposed to score for us to get 2 goals. Now, 32nd minute, we get a penalty after a foul on Daniel Amate. There's been arguments, pictures that Amate was indeed fouled in the box. Some people are also saying that it was a mere touch. Football is a contact game, so you cannot play with your hands being beside you. Was the ball a penalty? Did the referee get a good call on the day?
First of all, football being a contact game, there are certain positions on the pitch where that kind of narrative doesn't work. When you are in the penalty box, football is a contact game, doesn't work. Because a penalty will be whistled when there is a contact. So, looking at the incident, was there a contact? Did held Amate?
He touched him. He touched him.
He held him. Held is different from touch.
But
the video I watched, and the game I watched, he held him back. He pulled him. You see, when a player commits, it's their reaction after the incident. That will tell you, yes, he committed. So after the incident, the player who committed was very quiet, but the player beside Amate was protesting. So it gave the referee some kind of, it helped him conclude that, yes, indeed, it was a penalty. So to me, it is a penalty. Football is a contact game, right? But in the penalty box, careful.
All right, now let me ask you this one before I come to Perez. We watched the Champions League final between Chelsea and Man City. In the first 20 minutes, if you see that challenge from Reece James on Raheem Sterling, when Edward Mendy came for the ball, Sterling was supposed to score, but it was just a little push, and Sterling was off the ball. If you compare, and the referee didn't take penalty. If you compare these 2 situations, which one was more penalty-like?
I think with the Champions League, it was a through ball, and both Reece James and then Raheem Sterling were chasing the ball. So Sterling wasn't in possession of the ball.
He was in control.
No.
Okay.
At that very moment, Sterling wasn't in possession of the ball. Okay. He was, he took a first touch, which was a poor touch, and then he wanted to correct it by controlling it in the box.
And there was a slight push by Reece James.
Yeah, so there was a slight push, and the fact that Sterling wasn't in possession of the ball doesn't make it a penalty. With Amate's issue, Amate had a chance to score from a rebound.
To shoot or to score?
To shoot or to score, because he was in the penalty box.
Yeah, but the fact that you are in a penalty box doesn't mean that when you shoot, you will score.
Perhaps the ball could have taken a deflection.
Okay, now let me come to you, Ezra. Imai is saying that it's true, football is a contact sport, so you cannot play with your hands being beside you. But in the 18-yard box, to him, that rule doesn't work there. The moment you touch a player and he goes down, it's a penalty. Did the referee get the correct call?
I think it's a really contentious one, depending on where you stand on the divide. If you are Ghanaian, was there a touch? There was a touch. Clearly from our own VAR done by our very own GTV, there was some form of contact between the South African defender and Daniel Amate, so you agree with the referee's score. If you are South African or from maybe a neutral perspective, you ask yourself, was that contact enough to merit the call by the referee? And I think that's where the issue is. Football is a contact game, we all know that, but was that contact strong enough to deny Amate a chance on the ball? And did Amate have a clear chance of getting onto that particular ball? For me, those are the questions. Was that a penalty? If a referee took that decision against Arsenal, I will be livid. I'll be bonkers. I will go at the referee and say all kinds of things. If that decision went against Ghana, I will be angry. But again, once you touch a referee, a player in the box, you give the referee the responsibility or the opportunity to make a decision on whether it should be a penalty call or not. And I think that's the mistake that the South African player did. He touched, there was contact. The next decision lies within the bosom of the referee to say it's a penalty or it's not a penalty. Maybe I wouldn't give it a penalty on a good day. I don't think that the contact or the touch from the South African was too heavy on Amate to merit a penalty decision. I don't think so. But again, you have to recognize that in football, a lot of things happen. So if you watch the recording from the fan perspective, the moment there was that contact, there was that fall by Amate, there was a clarion call by almost everyone in the stadium that penalty. Yeah. And you see, once you're a referee, some of these things play a role. It affects you. It's the reason why fans are allowed at the stadium for some of these things. So I'm not too convinced, honestly, that it was a penalty. But I don't think the referee was absolutely wrong in giving that there was contact. And once there is a contact, then it's the decision to award or not lies within his purview. And he feels that per what he's learned in his referee courses, per his experience as a referee, that was a penalty. So I don't agree, but I understand the referee's decision.
All right, now before we go for break, let me ask you, were you impressed with the performance of the team in general? Some people are saying that the coach on the day he was beaten by Hugo Bruce, but who cares? We got the win. But were you impressed with the performance of the team?
I doubt even the players themselves or even the FA themselves will be impressed with our output in the entire qualifying series. You look at the kind of group of